Hello everyone, Cambear Ron here, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. For this video, I thought I'd bury a grudge and deal with playing the deck that I hate most. To face, anyway. So, this is Mono Black Enchantments. The classic you play Hateful Eidolon, you dead weight and Mize Grasp everything your opponent plays until they fucking want to strangle you through the screen. So, it is... I ripped a deck off of... Oh god, where was it? Yeah, I ripped the deck off the internet. Yeah, I net decked for this one, but I did make a couple of changes. So you have 4 copies of Archfiend's Vessel. So the lifelink. Then when it dies and it comes back from the graveyard, you get your 5/5 demon. Bloodchief's Thirst, Dead Weight, Hateful Eidolon. I have Malakir's Rebirth to get rid of the vessel and then bring it back on the cheap. Village Rites to sacrifice the Archfiend's Vessel or anything that is in trouble. And then you can draw 2 cards in the response. 4 Heartless Act for removal, 3 Mize Grasp for more removal, Call of the Death Dweller to bring back things in the graveyard, Demonic Embrace to boost our creatures, 3 Ayara First of Locthwain. So, as long as I have this on the field, when a black creature, when I can summon black creatures and gain 1 life and deal 1 life, and I can sacrifice any creature to draw a card. 2 Lures of the Dream Den. I'm not going to set one as my companion, I'm just going to have 2 running in the deck. And then 2 Rankle Master of Pranks. Almost said Master of Pronks there. So, obviously, Flying Haste, I can make players lose 1 life, draw a card. Player discards card. You can sacrifice creatures, so I can sacrifice off the Archfiend's Vessel or anything else. Use Call of the Death Dweller. I mean, the endless aim is to literally just get a ton of demons on the field and hit your opponent through the skies. If you try and play anything early on, just use endless amounts of removal to basically mean they can't have a board presence. I absolutely hate coming up against this deck, especially because I run a lot of decks with low creature costs. So this kind of thing just completely wrecks me. So I thought I'd inflict on other people and see how we do. I will probably be playing every single game in ranked. I've tested this out, and it was actually really good to play against. It drove my opponents nuts. So we'll just get straight on into the games. Okay, we're on the play. We've got Mize Grasp, we've got Eidolon. Let's go. First game. Doing all this in ranked. Honestly, the testing went pretty well. Could have done with a few less mirror matches, but there we go. And hopefully we build up to Rankle Master of Pranks. That'd be nice. I won't mute him. So this is first game. Just check whether see I'm recording. Yes, I am. Right. So. Okay, I'm going to stop. I really need to stop beating up my companion. It's really mean. So yeah. Oh dear, I don't know whether my opponent is responsible or not. Okay, we got back in. That was awkward. So play at the Eidolon first. And my opponent is going to play a move. Hopefully. There we go. So we got a dead weight if we need it. End turn. Delete Cobra. Lack of land is going to be a concern. But we can just Mize Grasp everything they play. So when they start playing bigger creatures, I don't have the land to keep up. Oh, look, a Scoop Swarm. It'd be a real shame if that... well, we can Mize Grasp, we can Heartless Act it. Tell you what we'll do. That's a 3-drop, isn't it? So yeah, we've got to use Mize Grasp on this thing. There we go, we get a land. And we now play Archfiend's Vessel. 3, and then if we can get another one, what I'm thinking is we'll play... Yeah. Oh no, how terrible. Would be a real shame if I just had another Maya's Grasp. Thanks. And I do only get a 1/1 out of it. Well, really do need some land off the top, though. Please add another Scoot Swarm. Damn it. That's the bug. I've done that in the wrong order. Oops, that's on me. So we'll see how much he actually wants to block here. Nothing. Yeah, we'll just lazily take out one of these. Okay. Dead weight. We got in the graveyard. Nothing. So play out the Lurrus. Then we'll just dead weight both the Scoots. Let me think. For a card. So I'm assuming they're going to bring back Scoot Swarm next. He's the only all Skyclave apparition. Take the Lurrus. So gonna have to let him take it actually. Oh, that's cute. Yep. So I got 30, you got 5. But that doesn't tell the whole story. So 6 land. Oh. Oh, oh, that's a problem. I can't destroy the fucking little Scoot Swarm token. Or call of the if we call of the Death Dweller next turn. Or I can play and get the mana for it, I can play Rankle and then sort something out. It's gonna be interestingly grindy. Oh, okay. So it makes more sense to play this then. Nice. And then we can get back. It's a shame you can't select up to 3. Ooh. Yeah, you can take that. And I will simply, yeah. So we're going to get both of these back. No matter which ones get the counter. Yep, and scoops. Yep, that's fairly easy for a first game. That was quite enjoyable. But you see, it's one of the reasons why I don't like this deck is how easily it runs. So yeah, that's a issue. Anyway, to the next game. I don't know why it's doing that. Do I keep the 1-land hand? Considering I have a lot of 1-drop cards. I'm gonna do it. YOLO. If I get mana screwed, I only have myself to blame. It looks like I'm probably going to end up facing exactly the same deck. If they have a better draw than I do, I could be a bit shafted. Oh no. No, for God's sake. If I get all my land milled out, I'm going to have a massive issue. Block, I'll take my life anyway. It'll lure us to mere Rogue's Mill. I might have to play the Malachite Rebirth as a land. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I had to take that risk to make sure I got some cards out. I'm just going to get hyper milled here. All right. I can Heartless Act the Soaring Thor Thief. My biggest problem at the moment is going to be the can I survive before I get. I think I might get completely milled out here. Yep, Heartless Act. I hate how much value Dimir Rose can get out of the decks. Yeah, it's just a non-stop value engine. The Demiros have is super annoying. Already down to about 24 fucking lands. That brings out his own Lurus. Yeah, there's not a lot I can do here. They've just got. It's just Dimir Rose just has so much value in the game right now. I will probably die before I can take him out. Yeah, and you just replay them using Lurus. I could have taken out Lurus there, but it's still the basically no matter what I do, I've lost. So It's really frustrating. It's just that the Demir Rose just has so much value as a deck. There's nothing that they can't play which won't improve their situation at the moment. It's why it's probably one of the strongest decks in the format, next to All Adventures. So on the draw, we're going to have to mulligan this hand. It's far too heavy. So, yeah, that'll be fine. Move one of the Call of the Death. Yeah, move Call of the Death Dweller. This is probably going to be all off Clerics. Perfect. The Blood Chief's Thirst back next turn. There we go. Ooh. Okay. So what now? Another Speaker of the Heavens. Okay. Archfiend's Vessel. Ow. Yep, and they scoop. That was literally the perfect game. Yeah, this you saw it go to 4. I played like quite a few games, and I just kept losing to like my opponents having perfect draw and my draw being appalling. Even with Castle Locthwain in the deck, it just didn't help. It seems to be on a bit of a tilt at the moment, because all of these games are basically attempted to be recorded concurrently. The Demir Rogues game was sort of the tipping point, which was really unfortunate because I was almost at the verge of Plat 3. So anyway, we'll go on to the next game. I could keep this. Yeah, I think trying to keep that. I think trying to have. Yeah, I think it kind of needs to keep the hand because I don't think it's going to. Yeah, I think any attempt to change that would be worse. Don't do that. It's not very nice. Last turn. Black Bloom. Black Bloom. I actually quite like that card. Okay, so we're apparently running Call of the Death Dweller Tribal. So if they remove the Archfiend's Vessel, I can just get it straight back if I get a land. God's sake. Maybe I actually have to do this. There we go. We'll play the tap one first since it doesn't really matter. Right, I'm going to try and bring it back. But I'm assuming this card will probably... Oh, no. Wasn't counted. Now, will it be destroyed, though? Yeah. Thought so. Yeah, I think the only thing they have in the hand at the moment is just endless removal, so this could be an interesting game, to say the least. I can Village Rights if he tries to remove the Ayara. There's no point getting past the... I mean, if he removes the Lurus, I've got another one, so... I'm going to play out the Eidolon. So, we're going to attack here. There we go. Remember, I can get them all back with Lurus, so whatever happens, happens. Try to remove anything I can Village Rights it. And I've got 2 Lurus in hand as well. This is going very, very well, actually. A little bit too well. Nice bait, mate. However, I've got 2 Lurus in hand. Just to prove point, I'm going to play the Lurus he didn't know about. Yep, and he's done. Because whereas I've got 2 Lurus in hand, I can just infinitely repeat, and there's nothing more he can do. See, when the deck works super well. And you see why some of you play it. I just wish I had as great draw as my opponents did when I faced the deck. So we'll play one more game, see how we get on. Okay, technically I've got land. I'm just gonna have to live with it. I literally just did a game where I tried to get a decent hand, and I shit you not, just out of sheer exasperation and curiosity, I mulliganed to 0. As in I put every single card back in my deck and start off with no cards in hand. I could not get a single card that single hand that gave me land drop plus anything I could play early on the draw. Every single hand was 2 or 3 drops and 1 land. I would have had to rely on getting land off the top. This might be a Demir Flash deck. You have to take out the Cunning Nightbonder. If I can get another Heart Sack or I'm assuming Fairy Vandal, they can just use Castle Lock Throw and draw if necessary. I have to take that damage. Yeah, that's fine. Take out the Cunning Nightbonder first. No hand for you. I'm assuming they're just going to flash. No, they're not going to flash anything in. All right. So they flash something. Yeah, they'll flash a Fairy Vandal at the end of the turn. All right. Just do that. Okay. Oh, just this game. Just that. I gotta admit, it really does get annoying when your opponent just has every single card they need perfectly in balance in their hand. And you just flash the borrower in, block with the borrower. You know, it just seems like really, really, really easy. But he's running out of cards, and I can Mize Grasp with the Vandal next turn. Yeah, you have to deal with a bigger threat. Or just get rid of both. There we go. That's fine. I'll call to the Death Dweller if necessary. Yeah, it's Dimir Flash bullshit, basically. There we go. So we're playing that long game. Seriously? Yeah, I'm gonna have to scoop here. That's really frustrating. Again, this is the problem. My opponent has literally top decked everything he needs to win the game because everything he's done, he's top decked an answer for it. That's really frustrating. Um, and the problem is, it's like I could have literally been a flat three, but for my opponent basically drawing whatever they need. So I'm just gonna call out the last game. So I played 5 or 6 games. There was one that I couldn't get on camera because, like I said, um, I ended up mulliganing to 0 because I couldn't get a single hand which had a 1-drop or a land. Um, I think the deck is good when it gets going. You've seen how good it can be, and as I mentioned in one of the games, I played like a couple of test games, and I think I just lost to my opponent basically being able to get a bit lucky on the draw. But you can see the strengths in the deck. I think a couple of weaknesses. While you can get stuff out of the graveyard, if your opponent has mass exiling, you're basically shafted. I think um, I think only having 2 Lurus does hurt it. If I had a third one, I put it as a companion. I think definitely, but I think that's up to getting the wild cards in. So I would say this deck is quite strong. It was quite fun playing a deck which I have real issues playing against. I think my only little gripe is that I think in all of the games I played with this deck, in both the testing and the games that you've seen on camera, I think I only managed to get a hand which contained Eidolon and multiple copies of Deadweight and Myers Grasp. I think I only got that twice. Whereas I play against this deck a lot, and it always feels like my opponent has at least 2 Eidolons and then nothing but Deadweights and Myers Grasp with about 2 land to get tide them over. And they just draw really, really well. I think I lost a couple of games in this recording session outside of the recording to my opponents just top decking perfectly. I think one of the games you didn't see is that I had the win after removing my opponent's creatures. I very stupidly decided to take Rankle and select each player loses 1 life and draws a card. I think I ended up drawing them their Genesis Ultimatum and they completely took the game using Terror of the Peaks to just two Terror of the Peaks and a Bonecrusher Giant just deliver damage directly in the face. But I think the deck still is good. You've seen how good it can be when it gets going. My only thing would, I think you would need a Lurrus as a companion so that you don't have to rely on drawing into it. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, and if you want to see more, you can always subscribe. Thank you for watching. Canberra out.